Can you kind of share how you got involved in that classic film, like your martial arts background, and then like how you got cast in that film?
Yeah. So my martial arts background is Taekwondo. I started off with Taekwondo in Louisville, Kentucky, till I was about 16, from 12 to 16 or 17, and then jumped across the river over to Indiana, where a guy was had a kickboxing gym, and I kickboxed over there for a number of years before I moved to LA. And I was in LA for about 5 months. Had gotten an agent and was submitting myself through a publication called Drama Log, which was at the time it was where you went to, especially if you didn't have an agent, where you went to find um, uh, casting information, and
Hey,
they were
real
casting a
quick,
film.
Kurt, real
Yeah,
quick. So
yeah.
you're in Indiana. You're training in kickboxing. You got the Taekwondo background. You said you moved to LA. Like when did you want to become an actor though? When did you decide just to kind of pack up and say, "Hey, look, I want to be an actor. I'm going to LA." Is this something you want to do as a young kid, or something you just decided when you were kickboxing one day, or what?
Well, yeah, I did. What I did was I had dropped out of college and I got a job at a car dealership selling cars, and I sold the owner of a local Cosmo Casablanca modeling agency a car. And she said, "You should be working for me." And I said, "Okay." And I went in with her and started doing modeling gigs, but primarily I got cast as the Kentucky Fried Chicken uh, industrial training film guy. So they used me to shoot these films that they would show to their employees. So I got that gig, and that was going really well. And I said, I really like this. I always loved movies. My dad and I used to go to movies. A lot of movies that my mom, my sister didn't want to go to. My dad and I would go see these movies. These Papillon and Deer Hunter and all those types of '70s movies, Clint Eastwood stuff, and I was enamored with the movie business. So when they liked me doing these little films, I started thinking, the wheels started turning. I thought, you know what, maybe I should just give this a try and see what happens.
Oh,
So
nice. So in some ways you got discovered because you hear about those stories like, oh, somebody just like seen you and wanted to get you in modeling or acting. That kind of happened with like Mark Dacascos, for example. Somebody like quote discovered him. It's like, oh, you got an interesting look.
yeah,
And then I think they try to put him in a film. I think they cut all of his parts though, like he was that bad. But it motivated him,
yeah,
to like take acting and take it
yeah,
serious. So
yeah. I think it does. For me, it was it happened in Kentucky, so there was only so much I could do there. So I really just had to go. Okay, I'm gonna pick myself up and get out of here and go to LA and see what I can make happen. So so kind of discovered on one hand just enough to give me a little confidence to go, yeah, maybe this is something I could do. And then I
mhm.
moved out to LA.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in LA, and then like how long did it take to start finding work? Did you do any commercials or shows before No Retreat, No Surrender?
I believe No Retreat, No Surrender, as I recall, was my first job there. Yeah, I've been there about 5 months. I was working at the place called the Old Spaghetti Factory on Sunset Boulevard. I remember one night the torch came running down Sunset Boulevard. This is 1984, and all the tables, everybody in the whole restaurant got up, and ran outside. I'm like, what's going on? Ran outside, and the torch is coming down Sunset Boulevard.
Oh,
It was
cool.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And it might have been, I'm not sure if I'm recalling this correctly, but it might have been Muhammad Ali that was carrying the torch down
Wow.
Sunset Boulevard in
Okay.
1984. Pretty amazing. So a buddy of mine that I worked with had said, did you see that movie that they're casting? He knew I was a martial artist. He said, "Did you see that movie they're casting called Ring of Truth?" I said, "No." He goes, "Yeah, go pick up Drama Log. It's in there." And they're looking for submissions. So I sent my picture and resume in. nothing. A few weeks went by, nothing. And my buddy calls me on like a Saturday afternoon. I'm like lounging by the pool, not a care in the world. And he said, they're holding open calls. I said, yeah, I heard that they were some open calls, but I sent them a picture resume. They weren't, they didn't express any interest. So I'm not going to bother with that. I hung up the phone with them and I'm just laying there. I go, what the hell else do I got to do? I'm just laying by the pool. Quit being lazy, throw your dojo and your stuff in a bag and go show them what you got. So I got to Raleigh Studios, and the guy at the gate was late because I had waited so long. I think they were just about finished for the day. And I got there like maybe 4:00. Maybe they were going to 5:00. Got there at 4:00, and the guy at the gate goes, I think they're already wrapping that casting session up. And I said, well, it says, that they're going to 5, so it's 4:00, so they got at least an hour left, right? He goes, yeah. He said, I think they've cast, this is the guard at the gate. I think they've cast most of those roles. I think everything, they might be looking for the lead role. And I said, okay, I guess I'll just come in and audition for the lead role. He goes, they're looking for a 17-year-old, guy to play 17. I was 22 at the time. I looked like I was 15. I said, okay, I'll just audition for that part. He goes, all right, go ahead. I go inside, and there's still a lot of people in line there outside in the hall. And the guy comes out and kind of walks down, like taking a last look at everything. And then he goes, where were you? I go, I just got here. He goes, come with me. And he took me inside. They put me through a bunch of martial arts stuff to see what I could do. And then they pulled out some copy, some dialogue, and had me read some lines with a couple of people that were there. I met Keith Strandberg, the writer. And I guess I must have been there for a couple of hours, and it just got later and later, and people were gone, and I was just kind of the last guy there. And they said, we want you to play Jason. We want you to play the lead role. You got it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm driving home on Sunset Boulevard, 1984, no cell phone, no way to tell anybody, all by myself. And I'm like 5 months into LA, and I got a lead part in this karate film. And I'm just like so excited. I can't I have to wait to get home to call my mom and dad, tell them I got the movie.
Yeah, that was
great.
huge.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was a big deal.
When did you get the contract? Did you actually get the contract on the same day, or because they said you got the part? Like, did they give you like an official contract?
Yeah. Keep in mind that this was not through a major studio, so it was a low budget, on non-union action film. So I took it to my agent. My agent looked at it and said, well, we don't know these people. We don't know who they are. It's non-union, but you're not union yet. So no big deal. If you want to do it, it's be a good thing for you to go practice on, to get some more experience. And so I said, okay. And I went in, quit my waiter job, and embarked on a 7-week journey shooting No Retreat, No Surrender.